when I was younger, probably like 2021, I really didn't have intentions of having children. And as I got older, I definitely developed a love for children, and I wanted to have my own kids. And I just assumed that I had time. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm good. I'm not worried about it. And so when she hit me with that, that's when I started to just kind of look up certain statistics. And then recently hearing more information about how fertility affects Black women was really, startling for me.
That is Academy Award nominated actress and singer Andra talking about the journey of fertility. Day is featured in the new OWN documentary called Eggs Over Easy, the film designed to start a national conversation about some of the struggles many women are facing on the path to motherhood. And Andra is joining us right now from Los Angeles. Good morning to you. Thank you for talking about something that so many women find is difficult and can relate to. I really want to get to something that I read about you, that before filming the United States versus Billie Holiday, your doctor actually advised you to freeze your eggs, or at least tell you that the stress of the role could affect your future fertility. Is that true?
Yeah, yes, that's exactly what happened. I was going to a doctor because I lost about 40 pounds.
Wow.
And at the time I had to lose weight and then gain weight back. And so, and then just everything with the certain practices that I picked up with the smoking and with the drinking. And so, I was just going into the doctor to see if I was healthy enough, if I was in a good enough condition to kind of undertake all of this. And then she just kind of casually mentioned to me like, hey, you're going to put your body under a lot of stress. It's not healthy to lose weight in this way. So you should probably freeze your eggs. And I wasn't even really able to process what she was saying, because it just, at the time, and still I hadn't done it, because I was like, okay, that's just way too big of a conversation. And I just want to be great in this movie. And I think a lot of times we prioritize work, of course, which is, not a bad thing, it's a great thing. But I think what I love about this documentary is that it makes more information readily available. So you can make better, more informed decisions.
And this is narrated by Keisha Knight-Pulliam, of course. She's had a wonderful career, but it seems as though more and more of us are actually desiring to have children at an older age. So it's become more common, but it's not just this snap your fingers, do what you do, and it's automatic to have a baby. So in starting this journey, what have you learned about yourself that you believe you wish you would have known, perhaps in your early 20s?
I think... and I think what do I wish I would have known? Just about options, that there are options. Also, I think even kind of just more of an emotional, the more emotional side of things is that it's not taboo to have a conversation about your reproductive. Just like it's not taboo to go get a checkup at a doctor. I think, it all has to do with your body and your overall health. And the other thing is like knowing at the time, I think just now, there was like fad diets, but now people are really starting to grasp, just holistic health,
Right.
And I think, I guess wish I would have known, but I'm happy that I know it now as well too. Just, how much all of those things, stress, you know what I mean? Environmental factors, how much all of those things can affect your reproductive health as well, So I think it's just, for me, it's just about getting the information out to people so they can make informed decisions about their own body.
And I know that I've also read, and this is something that a lot of Black women can relate to, you had not met anybody who had gone on this journey or perhaps froze their eggs. And there was some shame associated with that, or at least that was your perception. Is that true?
Yeah, well, I have a family member actually who's, they didn't freeze their eggs, but has PCOS, and so has dealt with the sort of the heartbreak of this for quite a long time. But I think talking about options, not only was it taboo, because I think unfortunately, especially in the Black community, Black women we're required to be a lot. We are very strong, we are, but I think we're required to be everything at all times. And so I think having a conversation about, infertility, seems like it's a conversation about weakness, but I think it actually just strengthens, our position and us as a community. So I definitely have known someone who's very close to me who went through this. And, I think it's taboo to talk about, because also it's really painful. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It feels, there's this idea that if you can't have kids, then you're somehow broken, or you're somehow not as good, you know, or that if you choose to not have kids, you know, that you're either not thinking in your right frame of mind, or, you know, so I think there's all of these taboos surrounding the topic of really reproductive health in general that I think the documentary tackles really well.
And do you happen to know when that documentary airs?
I think it's tonight, right? Yeah, tonight.
Tonight.
No, somebody's sitting next to me helping me.
No, I've got somebody sitting next to me, and I'm looking right at them like, can you please, because it wasn't in my teleprompter. Andra Day, thank you so much for being with us. Thank you for having this conversation. It's so crucial, and we will be tuned in to OWN to watch that documentary, Eggs Over Easy. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.